Right, I think it's actually live. I am live, which is all. If I was doing it dead, wouldn't be that interesting. Be a bit weird. At some point, I'm actually going to work out how the hell do I actually work this out. Comments, I can do comments. Can I do comments? I think I can do all that. People watching, 5 of you, I believe. Things where I completely forget how to do everything every time I do it. But it doesn't matter, does it? Anyway, how are you all? Hopefully good. It's not going to be very long, this one. I've got a few things to do. I'll say hello. I'm going to do a reading, say a bit about the book and whatnot. The big thing that's changed is that I'm not eating cheese and cake and drinking beer. For whatever reason, I'm on some kind of health thing, which is a bit ridiculous, I know. So at the moment, I'm on a crazy, bonkers, idiotic diet thing, which means lots of healthy eating, no beer, no beer at all. Haven't had cake or cheese for a very long time, and this has resulted in me being slightly healthy, which is quite the shock. You know, you pretend, don't you? I think with the whole pandemic thing, it became like every night was Friday night. So every night we're like, oh, should we have a gin and tonic? Should we do that? I mean, it's probably behind the fridge. That's usually where most things are when you lose them, like your keys, behind the fridge, or down the back of the sofa. I wouldn't want to find a stone of my weight there, down the back of the sofa. That'd be upsetting. Anyway, hope you're all good. I've got 14 people. Still don't know why I can't see comments. I'm hopeless at this, aren't I? But that's just the way it is. Someone can. I don't know why. Oh, there we go. Oh, I can see comments now. Hurrah! I think. Hey, hello. That's good to see. Nice to see that I can actually see some comments. Can I actually put those on the screen? Well, they're there, aren't they? So who have we got? We've got Catherine Dale. Evening. Hello, Catherine. Claire Jackson. Excited for the new book. Hurrah! So am I have to say. Donna's there. Good evening, sir. Thank you for that, Donna. What, you've came for me? What, for making it up? Right, breaking up slightly, Tony. Yeah, I know. Our internet's terrible. Our download or upload is like, it's like I've got three squirrels shoveling to every other person who's listening. Our signal's that bad. So hopefully next time, instead of having these two tiny squirrels, we'll have four slightly buff squirrels doing a great job with the internet. Why am I talking about squirrels? I don't know. So if it breaks up, I apologise, but I'm trying to sort it out so that the next time, because there's going to be more Grimm books, we'll have decent signal. And the only excuse to not watch me then is just to switch off, which I completely understand. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm not eating cheese and cake, which is disgusting. I know I'm disappointed. You're disappointed. Everyone I know is disappointed, particularly the Cockets, because I always buy the cake from them. Instead, I've got this. Water. I feel so hydrated, so healthy. But yes, like I said, lost lots of weight. I'm fitnessy stuff, whatever, and that's going rather well. We'll see how we do as I approach, well, the age of 49 in a couple of weeks. See how I do. Yeah. Right. What are the comments have we got? Hi from Leeds. That's Carmel Rose. Hello. How are you? You love Grimm. That's good. Emma McCool. Evening. Yes. Hi from Adelaide. From Alex White. Adelaide. Hello, Nelly. Kirsten Hogg. Good evening. Looking forward to your next book. Jan Jones. Hi. Found the right page. Hello from North Carolina. That's what I find mad about this. That's Warren Whitley, by the way. That this is like, I mean, 29 people. I've got Adelaide, North Carolina, the UK. It's just bonkers. But I love that. That you lot have all kind of really got into Grimm and what he's up to, which is fab. And I'm still loving writing it, which is amazing. I mean, this is book 9. And when did the first one come out? It was July 2 years ago. So, you know, not bad going, really. The next book is 86,000 words. Grimm 1, Grimm Up North, was 64,000 words. I don't know what that means. I guess the first one I was like a bit cautious. I wonder if people will like it, not sure. And I was finding my way with the whole thing. This one, obviously, there's more going on, there's more characters, bigger stories, lots of stuff going on. So, obviously, they take Lane Rumfit. Now, Sunderland, when I used to live in the Dales, swimming in Sunderland, who travels for 2 miles to go swimming? And I didn't like, and I still don't like swimming, but there's a big leisure pool there, isn't there? I can't remember what it's called, with slides. Obviously, I'm just having this conversation now with who is it? With Elaine. So, Elaine, is it still there? That's what I want to know. Who else we got? Alistair Lambie. I hope the squirrels aren't in your underpants. You could buy cheese and cake and send it to us in Spain. And Spain! I've got Spain now as well. Spain. International, you see. Grimm's gone international. What would he say? What would he think to that? Right, the plan. I've got a little list here. I'm going to say hello. I've already done that, which was, I hope it was a decent hello. I'm going to read through the blurb for book 9. I'll read an extract. There's also something about book 10. And I thought I'd maybe show you how I plan. I mean, that's not going to take long. But it's people ask me, how do you plan books? How do you do that? And old JD Kirk Barry was saying, put up on Twitter yesterday about how it's kind of difficult. And he wasn't coming up with much new ideas, and we were in the same thing, texting each other, and kind of forgotten how to do it. So I'll show you that. And then I'll answer some questions if you have any. And finally, I'll say goodbye. How does that sound? I hope it sounds amazing. Back to the water. Lovely. Also, I will write this down with this pen on my notes. Guest. We've got this little guest here for you to see. Who you will see if you ever get if you've signed up on my website to the VIP thing, which give you access to a load of photos from the Dales, which are all linked to the books. You also get my newsletters, which I'm trying to do regularly now. I was hopeless at them, but I'm trying to do them at least once a month, sometimes twice a month, just so it's a bit more information. And there's someone on that, or something on that you see, and you'll be meeting them in a bit. Right. Any more comments? Let's see what we've got. Should have said Perth, Scotland, but originally from Leeds. Okay. Perth, Scotland is good. Can Harry meet Hoon? Oh, Emma McCool, very funny. Norma Pickles from Silsden. Oh dear, imagine that. Harry and Hoon. Yes. Anyway, right. Shall I read the blurb? Let's do that first. I press this button here, and I go here. This is the blurb for One Bad Turn. I hope you're sitting comfortably. Detective Harry Grimm can't catch a break. When his much-needed vacation is interrupted by a call reporting a decomposed corpse, he races home to examine the gruesome remains. Learning the young woman was tortured, he's stunned when the peaceful countryside site explodes, destroying evidence and causing more death. Uncovering clues from the victim's car, Grimm struggles to keep up with a cunning killer when he discovers yet another body. But when the seasoned DCI examines the grisly murder and compares forensics, he's alarmed when the pattern matches those of a brutal drug dealer he put behind bars years back. Can this hardened cop nab a wily crook before his own blood stains the picturesque Dales? Exciting. I hope so. I had great fun writing it. Fun. It becomes a bit all-consuming when I'm writing a book, which is most of the time. Now, thanks to you lot there. You, who've decided that Grimm is great and you want me to keep writing them, which means I have to write them quickly and frequently, a lot. But it's fun. Right, have we got any more comments? Hello, Dave. Oh, Hannah Elizabeth. Hello, Hannah. That's nice. Hannah's the editor. She seems to quite like the new book, which is always good and a bit of a relief. It's always terrifying when you send a book off to the editor because you are basically convinced that it's nonsense and you can't see the wood for the trees. It's a bit confusing and you panic and you're just hoping that it's okay. And obviously there are things that need to be changed and, you know, threads that you've missed up or whatever, and Hannah helps me sort them out, which is good. And I've just heard that the leisure centre was knocked down in Sunderland. That is quite sad. But, you know, didn't really like swimming anyway, so it doesn't matter. Really? Right, are you ready for the extract? Are you? Are you sitting comfortably? Because if you're not, you should be. Get yourself a cushion, give it a big hug, relax, get a rug and a blanket and a hat. Sit down, don't fall asleep. And I shall read... Well, it's an extract from chapter 1. It's not the whole of chapter 1, because that would be here. And you'd be like, you don't want to listen to me reading for that long. And also you want to hear it in your own head, which is really important. Because whenever we read, we all hear characters differently, don't we? And I don't want to ruin that. I don't want to have my voice in your head. That would no one needs that. No one. So I refuse. So I will read the blurb, the extract, which is about 800 words from the end of chapter 1. I didn't want to give you the whole lot. And this bit is sort of kind of the nice actiony, exciting-y bit. But it's all obviously actiony, exciting-y, obviously all of it. But this bit gives you a bit more, ooh, what's that about? So I'm going to press a button. And then we're going to go to the reading. As I said before, I hope you're sitting comfortably. A while later, with the salmon gone and the champagne threatening to follow suit, she knew it was probably a good idea to head to bed. She just didn't want to. The shower had certainly added to that, and the champagne had been that one final thing that had made everything perfect. But she was still resisting. So back to the kitchen she went, finishing her champagne on the way to make herself the kind of snack no one would ever believe that she liked. A peanut butter and raspberry jam sandwich. She had lived on them once. Cheap, full of energy, always delicious. And while she was at it, why not wash it down with a little more champagne? Sandwich made, and now with a something crashed into the side of her head with such violence that her legs could do nothing to stop her from slamming into the ground. What had happened was so immediate and unexpected that she didn't even scream. She just lay there on the floor, pain stabbing lightning forks through her body. She tried to push herself up from the floor, but the angry edge of a shoe's heel in the small of her back pushed her back down. Ollie? No answer came, just more pressure from the heel as it ground into her and made her cry out. You need to get out, she yelled. It's over. You've had your chance, you blew it. Still nothing. She saw her phone, grabbed it, hit an emergency number she'd set up in the hope she'd never have to use it. Then a hand snatched it up and killed the call. The heel in her back lifted, and she pushed herself up so that she was sitting on the floor, facing away from her attacker. She rubbed her head. Her hand came away wet and red. The pain began then, cracking her skull. Head hidden in darkness deep inside a hood. Then he moved, and hands were around her neck, squeezing tight. The world around her faded, turning black. When she woke up, she was tied to a chair in the kitchen. A blindfold was tight around her eyes. Ollie? What are you doing? Whatever it is, you have to stop. This makes no sense. A laugh then, cold and crackled. The sound of paper scrunched before it's set on fire. What do you want? Is it money? I can give you money. Just let me go and I'll give you whatever you want. Silence was her answer, thick with someone else's sweat, the violence and rage leaching from their skin. She was panicking now. Her heart rate was through the roof, her breaths short and sharp. Please, there must be something we can do. Just talk to me. A hand was around her throat before she could finish. My ear. Building. Every synapse in her brain sparked with panic, and it burned through her like acid. She sensed a body lean in close, then smelled mint from the gum her attacker was chewing. It was mixed with the stale smell of cigarettes. No one's coming to help. The voice was gruff, filled with malice. It couldn't have been Ollie's, it could have been anyone's. All she could hear now was her own panic, her racing heart, her breathing. The deafening crack of a gunshot blasted the moment to pieces. More pain slammed into her as her foot exploded. But she couldn't scream, her attacker's hand now clamped hard over her mouth. Terror and hopelessness crashed into each other, shattering. Tears streamed down her face. The weight of her attacker lifted. She breathed, leaned forward, gagged and spat and vomited. She grabbed at the very thinnest of last straws. There's a box, she said, sitting up, spit and blood and what she'd only just been eating dribbling from her mouth. In the kitchen under the sink. I'll pay it, please. She heard a zip yanked open. Then a mean gloved hand gripped her mouth and forced her lips apart. She screamed, but the sound was a choked gurgle. Then a powder fell, filling her mouth, her nose, her eyes, with a taste and a smell and a sensation she recognised all too well. And soon, nothing mattered. Nothing mattered at all. And it never would again. There we go. How was that? Well, I hope it was all right. There you go. That's 800 words from the end of chapter 1. It was an interesting book to write. It's a little bit more crazy in that it goes all over the place. There's a little bit more death. I don't want to tell you too much, but I also want to tell you everything about it because I'm quite excited about it, which is a really great feeling. I always try and make sure that each book is a bit different to the last one. You know, you have things like with Shooting Season, that was obviously, set in one house and all quite intimate and contained, whereas this one there's a lot more travelling, there's more locations, it's a bit more around the country a bit. Obviously it's set in Wensleydale, but he goes everywhere else as well to sort things out. And it's fun, it's exciting, it's a bit scary, I suppose, it's a bit violent. I mean, it is murder. You can't really have unviolent murder. That would be strange. But yeah, I hope you liked that. What else? I've put that right. Let's just see if we put any more questions and blah, blah, blah comments. Hannah thinks this is her favourite so far. That's always a good sign. Jan is sharing her chair with 2 dogs. That's good to know. Karen, I'm glad you're looking forward to it. So am I. Everyone seems to really like these books. It's lovely. Catherine, can't wait for Aubrey and his amazing Audible. Just so you know, because people are going to ask, is it going to be available on Audible? All of my books will and are available on Audible. That's just what happens. As soon as I finish the book, had it edited, had it proofed, and I'm fine and happy with it, I then send the finished manuscript through to Aubrey. He now has the book. He's also currently acquired COVID for the 2nd time. So he can't start on it quite yet because his voice is a bit knackered. So he'll be cracking on with that next week, hopefully, when he's back to full health, which is great. Then he's done such an amazing job, and I think we all kind of, if you haven't listened to Aubrey do his Grimm stuff, you really should. He's brilliant. He's kind of really inhabited the characters, and his voice for Grimm is so good. I love it, and I listen to Aubrey reading them, and I hear Grimm more than any of them. I hear Aubrey as Grimm in my head, which is great, and a huge thing for him to have achieved. Brilliant stuff. What else? Love this book. Is there a release date for right? Catherine McLeod, as I've said, right, the audiobooks, is there a release date? I try and get them out within 2 months of the launch of the book. And it used to be longer than that because the company, this place where you send the audiobooks to be done, they were a bit all over the place with when they would launch them, and now it's getting a lot quicker. So there's a very good chance if Aubrey gets it done and I get it proofed and checked that we could have it out. Well, the aim is to get it out basically early April, so it's not too far away. But that's just the way. I can't launch the audiobook at the same time as the book because it's just impossible. I'd have to be writing months in advance, and I can't write months in advance because I have to keep writing these books so quickly. So I hope that makes sense. So the audiobook is in hand and being done once Aubrey's back to full health. So we all wish Aubrey full health, obviously. So go and find Aubrey and wish him well. I'm glad you're all looking forward to it. It is a good book, he says confidently. Hark at him. Oh, it's a very good book, he says. Ridiculous. Nellie's not going to sleep. Well, fair enough. The writing even keeps my grumpy husband happy. That's Emma McCool. I like that. It will take some doing to better Cold Sanctuary. People really liked Cold Sanctuary. I had some comments were amazing. It feels very humbling because, like, you've those of you who follow the likes of Barry, J.D. Kirk, Alex Smith, and any of the others, Simon, whatever, and Jason and the others, we are all kind of wondering how we are doing what we're doing. And if you try and analyse it too much, you can't really come up with any answers. You just sit there going, I don't really know what I'm doing. But obviously we sort of do, which is a bit weird. But yeah. Right. Page going, I don't know what it's about. But the title is Blood Trail, which I quite like. Blood Trail. That's a good one. So that will be book 10. It is available for pre-order. You'll see it when you get the book tomorrow, when it arrives in your on your Kindle, and obviously the paperback will be live as well, so you can order that. You will find a link at the back of the book to take you straight to order book 10. But it is also available on Amazon. I've already got over 100 pre-orders already, which I think is crazy because they're for people who haven't even read book 9 yet. So it's probably some of you lot. But I found that amazing that I've already sold some of book 10. So yeah, that's available. Look for Dave Gatwood, Blood Trail. You'll find it there. There is a short blurb up there. That may change, but it's a few ideas, and it's probably going to be along the lines of what I've said. But you have to put a blurb up and so on. But anyway, there you go. That's it. The aim for that is I put a release date down for that one of the 31st of May. That's to give myself breathing time and not panic myself too much. However, the aim is to get that one out at the end of April. Now, bearing in mind that the date is now with the 2nd of March. So I'm going to try and get book 10 out, live, launched, blah, 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 for the end of April. So watch this space. I'll do my best, which means I need to speak to Hannah about booking that in for an edit, which is when I really do start to panic. Yes, so there we go. That's that. Right then, I said I would show you how I plan. This isn't interesting, I suppose, but it's just because people have asked me, okay? So, this is how I plan. First of all, I come up with a bit of an idea and I write a little blurb, a title and a little bit of a blurb, what's going to happen, and that's about, but it's just the back blurb. I write that bit. I then maybe try and write the first chapter just to see what it's about, just to kind of play with an idea. And then I do something like this. You see that? There we go. That was basically my plan. What was that one for? That was for Cold Sanctuary. So this was my plan for Cold Sanctuary. What I usually do, or should do, is turn this into a chapter plan. So then I know what's happening in each chapter to a degree. There has to be some flexibility, because if there's too much of a plan, I don't give the characters enough time to breathe and to find out what's going on themselves, which sounds really pretentious. I know, but it's kind of true and weird. But this one didn't do a chapter plan at all. I wrote the book from this, and I was kind of like jotting. I was writing and chasing these notes down, and it's hard to explain. But anyway, that is how I do it, and we'll move along. So that was that one. This is the plan for book 9. There you go. Scant is the word. But that's kind of what I did. It says like victim 1, blah, 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 various things that could lead to some other stuff. And then while you're writing, things change, which is quite exciting when you go, ah! Fear. And you have to kind of write yourself out of a corner now and again. But there are two types of writers, apparently. I think I've had this discussion before with you. You know, there are pantsers and there are planners. Planners are the ones who plan it within loads of detail, and then the pantsers are the ones who write by the seat of their pants. And I think I'm kind of between the two. I like a little bit of the planning, because then it's like a safety net and I need to kind of know where I'm going. But I'm also a bit of a pantser, because I like to have a bit of excitement and in what I'm doing, and I need to give the characters and myself the freedom. Otherwise, I go mad, and I get all if something's too restricted, I want to break free, and it's like so yeah, I'm not very good with that. So I'm a mix of the two. There's I can't remember the quote, but it's the wonderful Terry Pratchett, who kind of described what he thought writing was like, and he wasn't a planner as such himself. He said it kind of described it. It was like looking out of a valley that's full of like mist or fog, and you can see like little hills there. So you know you've got to get to these little places. I hope you do too. So yeah, that's that. I've lost what I was supposed to be. So it doesn't really matter, does it? Anyway, so that's the plan. That's how I do the planning. Any other comments? What else do we get? I hope you all liked it. Who have we got? Book 10. I know, Matt. Oh, T.G. Reid is there. Hello. Another author. I'm guessing some of you reading his stuff. He's rather good. So check him out. So he's in the comments. You'll see him there. T.G. Reid, worth checking out. What else? I said that you were going to meet someone, didn't I? Are you all ready to meet a special guest? Now you will, if you are into the whole VIP club thing, getting my newsletter, you will see this character, bit of a favourite. So, wait. It's exciting, isn't it? What could it be? Are you ready? Hello! Noodle. Ooh, this is Noodle, isn't it? You a good girl. Hello. What do you think? These people here, yes, these ones here, there's 21 of them. They read my books. Does this make you happy? Do you care? This is Noodle. She's a toy poodle. She's 2 years old. She's a fluffy idiot is what she is. And I'm boring her. Brilliant. But she's around most of the time. She comes and sits on my computer just to help me write, which is brilliant. She's a lovely little dog, aren't you? And we have lots of fun. And she gets walked a lot. And yeah, so you've got the two characters, the two dogs in Grimm. You've got Fly and you've got Smudge. And we've got Noodle, who, as you can see, is a bit of a fluffy. Hello. You're going to go back down to your bed? You had enough? Say goodbye. Goodbye. So there you go. That's Noodle. Isn't she brilliant? Bit of an idiot, but then so am I. More water. Not quite the same as cheese and cake. I have to say, next launch, there will be cheese and cake and beer. Because I'll be back, not back on it. It's not like I'm off the wagon, on the wagon, then I'm going to be off the wagon. It's not that. It's like, oh, I got to be actually eating slightly more normally then. I'm just, being as strict as I can with this crazy fitness, diety nonsense. But, I'm healthy and everything now, sort of. So, yeah, there we go. Anything else? What else we got in here? I have a toy. Oh, someone's got a toy poodle. That's nice. Um, Kirsten Hogg's got two cockers. Yeah, Noodle is. I have a cocker spaniel who's a doofus, says Joe Brownbridge. Yes, they really are quite stupid. My brother's got a Springer. I think it's a Springer. Yes, a Springer called Kobe, who's a complete idiot but really lovely. So, right, go. Let's see if you've got any questions. Anything you want me to say? I will sit here for a few minutes and talk to you. But let's see if you've got anything. Scamp says hi to Noodle. That's from Jam. Hi, Jan. Anything else? Let's just scroll back through these. Already pre-ordered the next one. So Joe's one of the people who has ordered book 10. Joe, you're mad for it. Really lucky to be doing things that appear on the official DCI Harry Grimm readers group. So if you've not joined that group, you have to, mainly because all they do is talk about cheese and cake, like a lot. So in fact, there were photos earlier in the week from someone from a recipe that someone had done with a big cheesecake slab thing, and how they'd consumed all this. And I think we're going to put that in one of my newsletters coming up in March, coming up this month. We'll put a little recipe in and get some photos of the cheese and cake from said reader. So check out my author page. Well, you're on my author page. Check out the Harry Grimm, the official Harry Grimm reader group. I pop in there now and again, but it's generally just they're a law unto themselves, cheese and cake obsessed law unto themselves. But it's nice and it's quite weird that there's this little group of people talking about Grimm and whatever, and visiting halls and Wensleydale and so on and so forth. Right, okay. Emma McCool, will you work with Mr. Kirk? Okay. Those of you who have or haven't, well, check out JD Kirk if you haven't. If you have, you will know that we have both killed each other off in our books. So I did kill Barry off in book 2, I think it was. So one of the characters was called Barry Hutchison. JD Kirk is a pseudonym for Barry Hutchison. And we've actually had our characters turn up in each other's. And Grimm has also appeared in, who's also brilliant. His novels are also over in Norfolk. Now, you will find that in this current book, there's something going on. I'm not saying we're going to write a book together or anything like that, but we are having fun sharing our little worlds, our little detective worlds, and that's quite fun. It's a bit confusing, I have to say. It's trying to get it all right and getting the times of the year right and where we are in each other's worlds, but that's been quite nice. So, will I work with Mr. McCurk? Well, I've actually been on stage with Mr. Kirk actually, which is bizarre, I know. So yes, I have worked with him, and we are sort of working. I'm not sure we're going to do a novel together, if at all. We're just having fun. Do you actually like cheese and cake? Of course I like cheese and cake, Leslie. I mean, it is the food of the gods. Cheese and cake is divine. Why are you asking this? I didn't make it up. You've got to have really good, rich fruit cake, get a massive chunk of cheese, shove it in your big fat face. Brilliant. So yes, I do. How do you have time to read other authors? Well, people say, how do I become an author? How do I write books? How can I improve my writing? There's two things you have to do. You have to read a lot and write a lot. I mean, that's really it. You can't write if you don't read. I mean, that'd just be stupid, wouldn't it? So I love reading. At the moment, I think I've got 4 different novels on the go, which is a bit stupid. But I try and make time. I often fall asleep in bed to a novel. It's funking me on the head. I use a Kindle as well. So I've got a couple of hardbacks, a couple of paperbacks. Now I've got 5 books on the go and one on Kindle. And I just enjoy reading. So it's not so much a case of making time to read other authors. It's just something that I do. So there you go. That's that. Are there plans for one of the characters to have his or own book as Hoon has done? That's from Jan. Not at the moment. I'm not sure which character is strong enough to take a series off on their own, but you never know. It's a nice idea, isn't it? The thing is, I think they're such a lovely team up in Wensleydale. I would have to take one of them out of the team and put them somewhere else. And I don't quite know how to do that yet. I won't say never though, because why would I say that? You never know. I do sometimes find myself wondering what it would be like if I took one of them and put them somewhere else or gave them their own series. But we'll see. I've got an idea of maybe doing. Actually, I'm thinking about this more and more of doing a book of little short stories about each of the characters. Wouldn't necessarily be about detecting crime, but you've got Jim on the farm and that kind of stuff. You never know. We've got Matt with his mountain rescue stuff. Could be a laugh. We'll see. This is from Joe Brownridge. Do you have any advice for my son who has attempted to write his own novel? As I've said, read a lot and write a lot. That is really it. Plan as much as you want and as little as you need to, and just keep trying. I mean, you can't become a writer overnight. I'm 49 in a couple of weeks. I had my first book published when I was 18. Massively different to what I do now. I tried full-time writing, I think that was 13, 14 years ago. Did that for a while. That went pear-shaped. And now I'm doing it again. You kind of make your own luck. So you have to keep writing, you have to keep reading, you have to keep reading, you have to keep writing, hang around with other writers, talk to other writers, read books, watch films. There's a very big are reading all the time, love books. That's what writing is. And if that's what your son is, then just tell him to keep going. You don't become an overnight sensation with the book. You just got to keep trying and trying and trying. And you never know, might become awesome, like me. I've got one from Alison. 2 Machiavellian standard long-haired Dachshunds and a somewhat mentally deficient terrier. Madhouse here. Looking forward to reading the latest. Must remember, write your deserved glowing. Yes, reviews are very important. I'm not expecting everyone to love my stuff, and it's always fun when you get like a stream of 5-star reviews, and then smack bang in the middle is a 1-star. That happens. Not everyone can like everything that you write, but it's really lovely when you launch a book and then you've got a few days of basically not sleeping because you're so terrified that the book's awful and people hate it. But then to start getting reviews in, and reviews for the book and reviews for the audio are really, really important because it shows other people, what you think of the books. So yeah, if you can throw a review, it doesn't have to be long, just a sentence, I loved it, brilliant, Grimm's Ice. Then that's hugely appreciated. So if you could, that would be amazing. Thank you. And blimey, Jan's read 10.6 books a month over the last 2 years. That's quite a lot, Jan. It's quite a lot. Right, what time is it? It's 8:22. More water. I haven't eaten dinner yet. Another thing with this diet, I know I'm just rambling now, is that it's 6 meals a day. 6! Obviously, it's 3 meals and 3 snacks. I say snacks, they're smoothies. So my breakfast is ludicrous. It is now a smoothie comprising, you ready for this, soy milk, half a carrot, half an orange, half a banana, Greek yogurt, cinnamon, ice, and pecan nuts. That's my breakfast. Yes, so then you have another, anyway, so it's 6 meals, and I have to have another meal. And tonight I'll be having some wrap of something, I don't know. But we'll see how we do. Oh, there we go. Is there anything else to say? Do you want to say anything else? Let's just check those little messages. Let's just check, have a little look, see if anyone's got anything else to say. No, it's not keto, Jan. It's kind of just, it's clean eating, basically. Clean eating. So, basically very little dairy. That's it. But it works. And I'm so healthy now. Right. Come here. Here. Come here. Okay. Let me say goodbye. Come on. Right. Right, we're going to go. Aren't we, Nudes? We're going to go and cook some tea. Me and the noodle. Hello, I'm the noodle. Yes, I am. Oh, dear. She turns me into a complete idiot, don't you? Hey, you're a lovely doggy. So, yeah, thank you, everyone, for joining in on this rambling Gatwood nonsense yet again. As professional as always. I hope you enjoy the book when it comes out tomorrow. I'm now terrified. I won't sleep for a few days until I start getting the idea that people quite like the book. It is a bit different. I just hope you really like it. I really do. I've had fun writing it, and thanks for listening in. And obviously, I'll be messaging on Facebook and on whateverness. So have a lovely evening and enjoy One Bad Turn tomorrow. Oh yes, marvelous. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.